this is our daily review. Hey, this is our daily review. So what did we do today? We worked on some phonics, we worked on some reading, we worked on some science, not social studies, and we worked on some math. So what did we do in reading? We introduced our new story, The Storm. Have you ever been in a really, really scary storm before? I know I have. And we're going to talk this week even more about ways that we can not be so scared when it's stormy outside. So we introduced our story, The Storm. We talked about some words. Let me see what they were. We talked about the word he, look, have, for, and to, and what. So those are the words we introduced today, talking about how to use them in sentences. We also talked about our short I sound, I, and we talked about the sound. What letter is that? The H. And we talked about what sound the R makes, So we talked about and I sounds. Now, that was for phonics. We also went into our reader workbook pages and did work inside of these. Remember, these are in your folders. You don't have the workbook, so make sure you are using those and following along with us as we go. Now, we also did our journal today, and we did for math, we introduced counting by tens, our counting by 10 song. We went over base 10 blocks and how to figure out what base 10 blocks, what number it might represent. We talked about counting up to 120, and we talked about skip counting by twos. And then for not social studies. I got so used to saying we're doing social studies, I'm so sorry. For science, we are talking about life cycles. And so you have all kinds of assignments to do today with all of those things. So how do we end our daily review? Well, with the story, of course. So today's story is called Barnstorm. All of our stories this week are going to be related to storms. Why? Oh, because we're going over the story, The Storm. Here we go. A twister hit the pond on Saturday night. Catfish flew, frogs took flight. 5 frogs fell in a barn full of hay. They scared off the mule, who ran away. The mule crashed into the chicken coop. He chased all the chickens in a loop-de-loop. The chickens landed in the old cornfield. The cows all mooed. The pigs all squealed. The catfish fell in the pigeon trough. The catfish splashed. The pigs took off. The cows were scared by the thunder's roar. They ran to the house. They knocked down the door. So that is why on Sunday morn there are frogs in the barn and chickens in the corn. There are fish in the trough and pigs in the pond. The sun is shining and the twister is gone. Old Farmer Brown spent the night underground with his wife, 10 kids, and their basset hound. They yawned and stretched, then gasped with alarm at their mixed-up, crazy new animal farm. And that is why, since Sunday morn, the chickens are laying eggs in the corn. The frogs are jumping in the loft full of hay, and the mule is sleeping in the coop all day. The catfish are dancing in a pig pen of mud. A cow is in the kitchen chewing on her cud. The farmer's old house is the cow's new home, and the farmer's 10 kids never have to sleep alone. Life is very different every morning on the farm. Now the mule hee-haws the 5 o'clock alarm instead of the rooster. But the farmer and his family are growing mighty fond of all the silly changes since the twister hit the pond. The end. So I hope you enjoyed that story. We're going to be talking way more about storms throughout the rest of the week. I hope you had a wonderful Monday and keep up the great work. Bye.